still a very, very proud first responder myself. I've been in the field for about 10 years. I work as a paramedic. I have worked with Gilbert Fire, I have worked with Mesa Fire, Tempe Fire, I have worked with Phoenix Fire, and one thing that remains the same with all of the dispatchers that I have been able to work with across all of the Valley is the courage that they continuously inspire in every single first responder to go into all of these very scary scenes sometimes, to go in there with the knowledge that we're able to treat everyone appropriately to get them to safety. And that is the number one tool that allows us to go into these very traumatic situations again and again. And one thing that people fail to realize sometimes is that 911 dispatchers are truly the first responders. They're the ones who answer the calls to begin with. And after they've worked through the screaming and the anxiety and the pressure that they face from the community that they are speaking to, they are oftentimes, once they leave the call, they are left with the pain of those calls. They are left with the memories of those calls. And like many of them, I am also diagnosed with PTSD, and it is one of the most difficult diseases to heal from, to deal with on a daily basis, and it truly has been a silent killer for many of us. And so this is one of the most beautiful things that we could be doing here today. Whenever I began my conversations with every single member of the legislature talking about this, the number one thing that we realized is that legislators and 911 dispatchers had one very important thing in common, and that is that we have all been called to serve our communities in a certain manner. And so through those conversations, we ended up having police unions join us, fire unions join us. We had AFSCME join us as they represent the 911 dispatchers. We had other legislators pulling what strings that they could to make sure that this got to the finish line. This was a bipartisan, powerful effort with labor, with every possible entity that you can imagine. And as interesting as the stories about the legislature can get, there are very beautiful moments like this, and I'm very glad that you are all here to celebrate with us. And thank you to Governor Hobbs for giving us the most important signature that we could have gotten in the legislature. So thank you for your time.